Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we.
Tony, good morning. What's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling?
Good morning, Sim. I'm feeling a little better, and
Yeah.
hopefully this show here will brighten up the mood a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Feeling a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see the way things are going down with Randle. I know everybody is impatiently waiting for the MRI results. You know what I mean? For Julius Randle. Impatiently waiting. Definitely impatiently waiting, but it is definitely a pleasure. Pleasure to do a losers lounge and Miami Heat be the butt of the jokes.
Full circle moment for us, Sim.
You know what I'm saying? Word.
Losers now started with Miami.
No
and here
doubt
we are
about it.
again.
You know what I'm saying? Even though they keep taking down our players, every time we turn around, every time we play the Miami Heat, they're taking down our players. But what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? We just gotta keep on. We gotta keep on ticking. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep on ticking.
Next man up.
Next man up. Next man up. Hopefully we continue to ball out. Kendall said, "When will this losing streak end?" Tony hit him. Not today. Welcome to the Losers Lounge. They didn't. And what are they on? A 6-game losing streak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
6-game losing streak.
I think that's the biggest losing streak of the current longest losing streak in the NBA.
In the league, you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Worst losing streak in the league.
We the hottest team. They the coldest team.
There it is. And the Knicks are currently on the longest winning streak in the league. You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks are right now just one game behind Philadelphia for that 3rd seed. So, that's fire right there. No pun intended. Or maybe I did intend the pun. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But 3rd seed is the time. I mean, obviously Julius Randle has the shoulder injury, but I guess I just got to ask the question, is the time now?
I mean,
to rise to the top of the Eastern Conference at least.
We right there. We right there, and the opportunity is right there. So, I mean, I feel like they're gonna take full advantage. Hopefully, the Randall thing is not a long term, number one, but I mean, we've been showing that resiliency all year. I mean, you could really say under Tibbs' tutelage, we've been showing that resiliency.
Right.
Every year, somebody goes down. Every year, somebody we worry about it. You know what I mean? Whether it's Mitchell Robinson, every year, whoever it is, but we figure out how to be resilient, how to stay the course.
Yeah, no doubt. But it's beautiful to see the Miami Heat fans suffering. You know what I mean? I love it. When will the losing streak end? I don't know. Who do they play next?
I forgot, but they're not confident about tomorrow. They got a tough. They got a tough schedule. The next 3 games, I think.
They play the Suns tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a tough game for them.
Yeah, I was watching one of the Miami podcasts. They felt like it's gonna be 3 more losses at least.
Then they play Sacramento, so that could very well be a loss. And then they play the Wizards, So
Okay.
they should take care of the Wizards. They don't take care of the Wizards, they got an issue. They got a real problem if they don't take care of the Wizards. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Got a real problem. You know, I mean, one of their fans said, "Well, we're worse than Detroit." That's tough. There, that's tough. I don't know if you're worse than Detroit.
But if you lose to the Wizards, you might be.
You might be worse than Detroit. You know what I mean? Let me get to a phone call real quick. Call you live. Name me where you're from. Please.
Hey, this is Steffi Way from Brooklyn. How you doing, Sim? Hi, Tony.
Hello. Appreciate you.
Good. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I mean, great feelings, bad feelings, a little bit, bittersweet. Everything that happened yesterday with Randle, but I'm happy for the win and just hoping for him to come along as quickly as possible and safely as possible.
That's what we all hoping for, man. For him to come along as quickly and safely as possible. The Knicks are gonna need him back. What do you suggest the Knicks do in the meantime?
Well, I've been putting thought into it, and I was thinking, number one, thank goodness Ihart is back. He needs to practice that hook shot, because sometimes it goes in a good portion of the time, but I notice he doesn't always go to it. Achua, he stepped up quite a bit. I like the idea of him maybe moving to the power forward position. He's not going to get us as many points, but I think, watching OG the last couple games, I like him. Especially when they play him with the second team. I think OG, this is the time for him to step up now, because even though he's patient, he waits for the ball, he's not really our third option. I think during this stretch he could be, because he is efficient, he is accurate with his shooting, and I trust him. Just in this month alone, he was like the best birthday gift I got in January, because this guy, he stepped in the first day and he's been amazing. And, this is his time to shine. Like I said, I don't think he's our third option. I still think we need extra. But for right now, doing, say, the next 10 games, I think I read something about maybe 11 games, Randle will be out. I really think that, he could help, just show us up. A few, the only thing is I worry about them breaking down, because Tibbs, he plays these guys into the ground anyway. So, of course, we're going to see more Sims. Mm-hmm. But I think we can still do it. I really do. I just need a little bit more from Hartenstein. I think, I hate to say it, but you know what? I'm old school. He's a little skinny for me. Boy, put on like 10 pounds of muscle so people be a little scared of you down that middle. Block some shots. Put a fair guard into these brothers out here a little bit. I need that. I grew up on them 90s Knicks. So wasn't nobody walking past Oakley, Anthony Mason, and Ewing.
No doubt.
So that's what I need.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think OG, I'm wondering if OG now will have to be the second option, if he's ready to do it, because Randle might be out for a month or more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So can OG?
Dante DiVincenzo, that's another thing. We have a small team, so we have to, work with their strengths. Try to get more outside shots with him. I really feel like, of course, there's going to be a lull, but I don't think it has to wipe us out totally. It doesn't have to. If Tibbs plans well, and if everybody steps up, we have a wonderful team of, a couple of stars and supporting players. I think, if everybody just, does what they need to do, it doesn't have to be a complete meltdown. Right. Hopefully we'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully so. I think that the entire team kind of has that next man up mentality, and they'll figure out what to do. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, I feel like Tom Thibodeau actually coaches best with a little bit less. You've seen him do it with the Chicago Bulls back in the day, even when he had Elfrid Payton at point guard with Randle and R.J. Barrett. He found a way to get those guys in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like Tibbs coaches his best with less.
Well, he definitely, he's has his way about him. The last time you and I spoke, I talked about the fact that, his 9-man rotation gets on my nerves sometimes. But, because of this incident, you know what, people are going to have to step up. You know, we probably never see Fournier, but we might even, you know, see a bit more of, you know, what's his name, the Malachi. You know, anybody, just if they're, you know, throw them out there, see what they can do. But we need all hands on deck, you know, at this point, because like I said, I don't believe that this has to scuttle our chances. You know, hopefully it's just about a month and maybe even less than that. You know, but I don't think this has to be the nail in the coffin. You know, I'm still rooting for us. So we're gonna do this. We gotta have as many losers lounges. This is my favorite show. I mean, this, you know, we got to have these.
No doubt.
I love losers lounge.
We gotta have it. Appreciate that.
Yes, for sure.
And you know what's good? The All-Star break is you know, coming up. So, you know, it could even be less games if, you know, if you calculate the All-Star break in there. So, you know, hoping for the best, man. Hopefully we get some MRI news today.
Yeah, you know, our guys, they're strong. They're going to be okay. You know, during this time of year, you know, but it seems like we haven't been whole in so long. We just got our heart back. So for Julius to go there, I was just like, you know, but like I said, I've believed in this team for 30 years, and I still have faith. I still have, you know, they have heart. I mean, and let me tell you something. This past January, this past month has really, you know, opened my eyes to what they can do. People sleep on the Knicks all the time. I mean, it's so bad to where, you know, like you see how they did Brunson. You know, I have faith that he's going to be a backup. But this brother, he should have been a starter. I mean, he has come such a long way.
Yeah.
He's the hardest worker in the NBA. You know, but people for some reason want to sleep on us, want to, you know, tell jokes on us. But you know what? However we do this year, you know, I'm just having a great time watching. Every night I'm in wonder. You know, because I feel like we're doing a lot with we don't have everything that we need. We're doing so much with what we have. So if we could get that one more piece, because I personally think we still need another point guard or another maybe combo guard to shore us up, because I think Brunson needs to be rested more. But other than that, I love what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing too. And you know, just watch out. If Randle's out for a little while, watch out for Brunson. Might go crazy.
50 points here, 60 points here. Hey, I'm up for it.
He might go crazy. He might go crazy. Steph, thank you for the call. Have a great day.
Happy belated birthday too. Keep celebrating.
Yes, happy belated birthday.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank y'all. Take care, y'all.
Take care. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, great call. That's Steph. A new Steph. We got a new Steph in the building, Tony.
I see.
Yeah,
she woke me right up with that energy too. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's beautiful. Great morning. Worse than Detroit. Worse than Detroit. Let me see. What else their fans say? They're not in love with Tyler Herro. You know what I'm saying? You know, this guy at Aiden said, I hate how the community hates on Herro so much.
And you know I had to plug the show, Sam. I said, respectfully, check out Nothing But Knicks YouTube channel, or just search MBK Losers Lounge. And then I said, trust me, every team's fans do the same thing to somebody. Here was RJ and Randle.
Right. Quentin Grimes too.
Yep, he the new one.
Alfred Payton. We had a lot of people catch it. A lot of people catch it. What's their issue with Tyler Herro?
They don't think he passes the ball. I think a lot of them just anticipated him being gone from all the trade rumors early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to double back, you know. You know what I mean? It's like when you break up with your girl and you telling all your friends all the you know, all the things she did, and then you get back together and now you don't want to tell your friends. You know what I mean? Because you was talking all that trash before.
Right.
I think it's more of that, and the fact that it looked like his value wasn't what was on the trade market. You know what I mean? Like nobody really wanted to touch him when they were trying to move him.
Right.
So I think that kind of soured their views on him as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. What's his contract like? A heavy contract?
It's not horrible. You know what I mean? Like I would still argue Robinson's contract was a worse contract. I think that's towards the tail end right now. You know, it's not one of those worst contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Duncan Robinson had a bad contract. He definitely did, or he just didn't live up to the contract. Whichever way you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Duncan Robinson didn't have, good contract. And he's still on that contract, Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, I think this might be the last year.
Okay. Tyler Herro, $27 million this year, 29 next year, then 31 a year after that, 33 the year after that. I mean, Duncan Robinson now is 18.1 this year, 19 next year, and then a player option for 19.8.
Still going.
Yeah, it's still going. That joint's still going.
I'll say this though, over the time, Robinson's contract doesn't look as bad as you know what I mean when he first signed it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. Let me get to a caller real quick. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Excuse me. Good morning, good afternoon to you, gentlemen. This is Ron from Still Knicks Fans.
Big Ron, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
You know what I mean? What's good, sis?
What's happening with you, brother? How you feeling, man?
Right. You can't never disguise your voice, bro.
I don't know, like, it's almost like, I mean, okay, that's a little exaggerating, but it's like, giving me a check and telling me, yo, Ron, listen, congratulations, here's a little quick $10,000 for you. But 70% of that's going to Uncle Sam. That's how I feel right now about these Knicks. Like they win, we go 12-2, and we lose Julius. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't know, man.
It's painful.
Tough.
It's painful. And I know everyone's waiting on the edge of their seat. Randall's probably home. Just he probably didn't even get the MRI yet. Probably won't get it till tomorrow.
Right. It's the thing is, like, I when it happened, immediately I knew what it was because I've seen it, and like I said, I've experienced it. Well, I didn't say that, but I put it in the chat yesterday. I've experienced it myself, and I was like, damn it. I was like, I hope he's got the mild one because the mild one you can recover from quickly. But I do know one thing: once it happens, you know what I mean. Like when they tell you as a kid, be careful out there, don't break something. Or you break something, it's never the same. It's like or like getting the operation. Once you get that operation, open it up, never the same.
Right.
Like once you dislocate your shoulder, and I don't know, it might have happened to him before in life. We don't know. But once you dislocate that shoulder, it heals, but it always feels like it's not quite right. It's not the same. It's weak. And so anything could happen. I mean, I hurt my shoulder playing football, and then like 2 months later, all I did was swing a bat and my shoulder dislocated. I was like, what is happening?
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just hoping for the best for the man. And we were really like, we clicking, man, and we just looked like we finally a team. I was so hyped yesterday. I was tweeting and stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, this team finally looks like an NBA primetime team that I look at, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is my Knicks.
Right.
And just to see that happen is really a little bit disheartening. But I know they'll be okay. They'll figure out a way. Next man up, like Thibodeau likes to say, and all that good stuff. So I'm just a little concerned. The other thing too is like it's like a domino effect. Like Julius was really like in his bag, like his aggressive bag, getting to the hole, like really filling that role. And now you're going to put him on the shelf. He's going to come back. The Knicks are going to have to adapt. So they're going to be playing a little differently. He's going to have to fit back in. And, there's always that transition period. So you just hope it all works together the way it used to.
Right. And then of course, he's got to, like you said, you know what I'm saying? He's got to get used to just a new shoulder. Luckily, I don't want to say luckily, but it's his right shoulder. It's not his shooting arm. Maybe it forces him. Maybe it's going to force him to work on his right hand ball handle a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just hoping for the
Yeah,
best
I
for
mean,
him. Come back healthy. Having a heck of a season. And everything's going to depend on that MRI. Everything,
right.
right? Because all right, the X-ray shows no bone damage or whatever. It's going to show that, but the MRI is going to tell you the ligament damage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's really what we're waiting on. What's the ligament damage like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and my bad, always respect and love Sim. Always good to talk to you. And my guy Tony. Let's go, Playboy. But this is really Knicks and bruises, bro. So you should feel right at home, man.
Oh man,
Great. Yeah. It's Knicks and bruises.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to bring it up. Should I bring it up? Nah, man. All right, I don't want to jinx anything. And then everybody in the community be like, yo, Ron, it's Ron's fault. Now don't do that. But are you a little concerned? Like, and I think the Knicks should probably, although it gets a little wonky. I think the Knicks should probably insert Precious into the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Allow him to play the 4. Keep OG at 3 so he doesn't change what he's doing. Now I get it, like that relief that you get from having iHeart in the starting lineup and now Precious, who's starting to really play good coming off the bench. You lose a little of that. I get it. But I really think that, with iHeart coming back, Jericho Sims gets jettisoned to the bench anyway. Now this brings Jericho Sims back into the fold. So I think Jericho coming in, spelling one of those guys, because one of them is probably they're going to be flip-flopping. I think it'll be okay. The reason why I say that is because my biggest concern is, there's always an elephant in the room. One of the reasons why people were a little suspect and skeptical about Precious, OG Anunoby, is because of a certain injury history. Now, he has been great, knock on wood. I don't have wood. There we go. But I'm just concerned that if you put him at the 4 and he's got to do a little bit more, bang with the bigs a little bit more, go out there, try to grab those rebounds because he's making up for what we're losing from Julius, you put a little bit more strain on him because we already see this dude is a mile a minute, man. He's out there. He's really aggressive. He moves.
Right.
And to have another thing on top of his plate, I just don't like it. I feel like he's found his little comfort zone and he's able to make it work. But if you give him more and then put more tax on his body, I don't like it. That's just my opinion. I don't want to jinx it, but what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I'm not opposed to Precious, but I also understand, like Tony thought Josh Hart would go into that lineup while OG went to the 4. And that also makes sense because they played together in that second unit at those positions. You know what I mean? So that also makes sense. Now, Precious gives you the same size, almost the same, not exactly the same body type, but similar body type as Julius Randle. But now you got to play a little bit differently.
Right.
So I don't know. Tom Thibodeau's going to try either way. I think Tom Thibodeau is going to start with Josh Hart, then take a look at a lineup with Precious and OG and Brunson and DiVincenzo and iHeart, and then kind of and see what that looks like, and then maybe go from there. But I think he'll go with Josh Hart because it's more familiar.
Okay.
From the beginning, at least.
Tony, you on board with that too?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind either way. I do, and Sim mentioned Precious starting yesterday as well. I think he goes with Hart first though. I think it just I think he likes what he's seen the Villanova guys together a little bit more often. and I don't know if he wants to put that pressure on Precious, you know what I mean, in the starting lineup, as
Right.
opposed to he's kind of finding his own right now. So
Mhm.
maybe let him keep thriving in the role that he's been in. And then I see maybe I mean, this is gonna be tough too, but I see maybe Sims and Precious getting some minutes together as well
That's going to be
in the second unit.
Yeah, and I do think I do agree what you said, Sim, and how you feel. I do think that is what Tibbs is going to do. Like that's his first choice. I know to put Josh Hart in there. My whole thing is like I think this really forces the Knicks to make a move. Like it's not a move to replace Julius. It's just a move to help solidify that bench. Because you think our bench is looking crazy right now, and we struggle sometimes. Because yesterday against Miami, the bench played great, like defensively, but offensively, y'all know every time the bench came in the game, we lost the lead, or the lead shrunk. You know what I mean? So I think we need that extra scoring off the bench. Something's got to happen.
Yeah.
We got to get something at least.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to give a shout out, man, to Leon Rose in the front office, because look how important Precious is about to be for this basketball team. Right. Everything was about OG. Well, look how important that man is about to be. You know, I mean, he had to play backup center when iHeart went out, and now he's gonna have to, step in and have a bigger role because Jules is about to be out.
Right.
I mean, that ends up being a big move too.
Yeah, and if you remember, Sim, my reaction to the trade was when I found out, because I didn't know the whole particulars. When I found out that they traded IQ and RJ for OG, I was a little iffy about it. I was like, I don't know. But then when I found out we was getting Precious back too, I was like, okay, because I thought Precious, like I'm telling people keep saying, Ron, you bugging, man. I'm like, nah, man. I'm telling you, Precious used to get busy. I seen him get busy, so I'm like, I know he could play. So yeah, I think Precious was a big part of that deal, man, and I think that's what really helps. It's not just OG. OG is incredible, but Precious really, he really gives us something that we were missing. He just is a little bit out of position. But look, even now that's working. Look what happens when the Knicks get a little time to have some practice and get comfortable with each other. Now Precious is looking good as the backup center. Like it's wild.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I was just telling Steph, the last caller, not the show Steph, but the caller Steph. And Tom Thibodeau normally coaches his best with less. You know what I mean? So, for whatever reason, that's how he is. So he's definitely got less now.
My fault, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, I said he's definitely got less now.
Right. And the only thing that's like an oxymoron is I've been calling Tibbs like the big man whisperer. I feel like he does great with big men. I don't know why he can't get the best out of Jericho Sims. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know what's the disconnect there.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, maybe he is.
There you go. Way to think about that. Right. Maybe he is.
I hear you, Tony. You'll be right. Mm-hmm.
He's still young though.
Right. I don't know if you guys did it. Did you guys do like an announcement or anything about anything happening with our international friend?
Yeah, actually the last show. Last post.
Yeah, the cat's out the bag.
Josh would do that.
Josh would do that. Right. Josh would definitely do that. And he did it.
Well, guys, listen, man, I appreciate y'all, always, man. I'm glad we went in. This is a fantastic time. As I was saying, yesterday on my show, like, this is the perfect storm. Everything is working together. It's not just the fact that we got OG here, who OG is great. You see the difference between having that 3-and-D guy with good size, 6'8", but it's not just that. OG is incredible at what he does. He's he's one of the best in the league at what he does. And the Knicks are very fortunate to have a guy like that. So every time Knicks fans look at the mirror and start questioning where's RJ, where's IQ, understand you didn't just get a person to fill a position of need. You got one of the best at it. So that's something we can't forget. You know what I mean? And he's definitely making a difference out there. Plus, I was saying it yesterday, Knicks have, we finally get into a little bit of a comfort zone. All that crazy schedule is kind of calmed down. All them amounts of back-to-backs have calmed down. And, we're getting some practices in. That's when the team can really start to gel and understand their roles. Precious feels comfortable. OG starts to feel more comfortable. And this is why the Knicks are clicking. They're looking great.
Yeah.
So to the rest of the league out there, take notice, man. The Knicks is a real team that you got to plan for. You got lucky that we lost Julius for a little bit, but we still gonna put it on you.
Yeah, like I've been saying, Brunson might go crazy.
Right. I mean, are you a little worried about that too? I hate to be that guy, but are you a little worried about the fact that now teams can bog down on Brunson and do what they did?
Yep.
Because you remember in the beginning of the season when Julius was favoring that ankle, teams were doubling up on Brunson.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little worried about that. That teams are just gonna come at him. You know what I mean? And just come at him. Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
That's why.
Because now there's nobody else there's nobody else to pull the attention away from him.
Right.
Yeah.
They're talking about. I mean, obviously we know we've been talking about Brogdon, but they've been talking about. I saw something. It was actually mentioned earlier, but I also heard it again on the 718 Boys show. Bogdanovich's name is coming back into the fold. The funny thing is I like Bogdanovic. I always thought he was a special player in Utah and stuff. And I wanted him early when we first started thinking about a player, but I don't know about it now. Like, I feel like the team is a little different, so I don't know if he kind of fits.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Monday's game against Charlotte, tomorrow night's game against Charlotte is going to be big. That's going to be a big game. Not, that you're worried about Charlotte, but how do the Knicks look? What kind of intel are we getting to decide how to move forward with the trade line just 2 weeks away? You know what I mean? These next few games is going to be about getting intel about this team and how we move.
Agreed.
Yeah.
100%. All right, guys. Y'all keep doing y'all show.
No doubt.
Mad love, man. I'm here.
Appreciate you, Ron.
Appreciate you, bro. Peace.
Later.
Yeah, it's gonna be, it's a lot to think about. Man. Let's get back to these, talking about Brunson. The Miami Heat don't have too much respect for Brunson for whatever reason. He said Brunson is not no star, bro. Why do these refs give him the calls? Shake my head. And then Tony,
I said, you hating. So you remember beating us in the playoffs, but you don't remember what Brunson did to y'all in the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Playoffs.
Star numbers. Superstar numbers against y'all.
Superstar numbers. And Candace Parker now knows what Brunson did in the playoffs too. She knows.
How quickly they forget, son.
You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, Candace Parker will never speak upon the Knicks without having the right information again. Ever. Because fans came at her like crazy. They came at her. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Unreal said Frank is hating. He's delusional. He is delusional. Go ask Eric Spoelstra. You know what I'm saying? Eric Spoelstra was, he was speechless almost. This guy, how's he not he didn't make the All-Star team? How's he not an All-NBA player? Like, he was speechless. He's like, we tried everything, and there was nothing we could do. There's nothing we could do. And he was right. There was nothing they could do with Brunson. That's why, with Julius Randle being out, and teams are gonna throw everything at him, this dude might go for 40 a game. Because he's gonna know, like, I gotta get it done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He might go for 40 a game. D, or stand number 12, says so many players should be embarrassed that Brunson is better than them. Why?
Just live. Just deal with it. Like it's no embarrassment.
Right.
Go get in the lab.
You know what I'm saying? Why? Like Brunson is just that dude, man. He's nice. I don't understand. I guess because he don't, he's not super fast and he don't jump over everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? He doesn't jump over. So they feel he's not really that good. But there's more than one way to be good. You don't have to be the super athlete to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Or super flashy.
Or super flashy or anything like that. The coolest says, y'all are acting like we didn't just struggle without Brunson those few games. Now thinking it's going to be pieces and cream without Randle, delusional. Nah, I don't think anyone thinks it's going to be pieces and cream at all. I'm just saying Brunson might go off. I ain't saying we're going to win those games, but he might go off. It's going to be tough without Randle. And Brunson might have it tougher without Randle, but we've seen Brunson, in those tough moments, step up and play some of his best basketball. So it's definitely going to be tough without Randle, man. There's no doubt about that.
And the good thing is where we are, with these home games continuing to pile up, that should help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The lack of back-to-backs, that should help. Like you mentioned, the All-Star break coming up, which gives that extended, 5 days or so for Randle, where he's not missing games during the recovery. So it's bad timing, but it's also good timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how I was with COVID. The last when I had COVID. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you get a sickness is bad timing. But since we had a bunch of bad weather, I didn't have to miss any basketball games. I thought I was gonna have to miss a couple games. I didn't have to miss any because the games got canceled. So it actually came at the perfect time. You know what I mean? Hopefully it works out that way with Randle because, I'll say this. The Knicks, for, a few games, they may be able to, they might be able to win. But in the end, if Randle would have missed the season, that would hurt the Knicks big time. And they, maybe, I don't know, probably a little bit over, a team that's a little bit over 500 without Randle. You know what I'm saying? Similar to the way the Knicks were without Brunson, right? When Brunson wasn't the point guard and, it was RJ and Randle, they were probably just a little bit over 500 type of a team. It's probably what they are without Randle. Unless the Knicks make a move. Again, I don't want the Knicks to make a crazy move out of desperation and use all their chips, though. You know what I mean? But also, time is, we always talk about the contract situation with the Knicks and how Brunson and Randle would do to get paid at, in another year. All of that. Front office all of that comes into play. But anyway, D, whoever this guy D is, stand number 12. No reason to be embarrassed that Brunson is better than you. He's nice.
Just respect it.
Exactly. He's nice. So, calm down. Calm down a little bit. This guy here said, Bam is getting abused on the boards by Precious. And Tony you did bring that up. That you like the matchup.
They was giving Bam fits, man. I felt like it was like Oh, remember what y'all did to Randle?
Right.
Here's a taste of your own medicine, because
You know
he
what I'm
was
saying? Shoot.
flustered.
Even when it was going to a timeout or a dead ball or something like that, and Bam tried to do a little fake shimmy, Randall still knocked the ball out of his hands. He was like, "You ain't even getting the fake shimmy off." You know what I'm saying?
No rhythm, no momentum.
No,
Go
nothing.
go back to the bench.
Yeah, they wasn't giving him nothing. Jalen said, "This is Bam if he wasn't a good defender." That's foul business, though. Come on, man. Come on. Thanasis is in the NBA.
You gotta be great to make it to the league, or you gotta have a great brother.
Or you gotta have a great brother. Like Chris Smith had a great brother in J.R. Smith. Yeah, gotta have a great brother. This guy here said, "My dead grandmother could rebound better than any player on this team right now." Phew. If his dead grandmother rebounds out the grave, that's something special. That's something special.
He could have at least said as good. He said better.
Better. He said better. Ron Clark. Yeah, Thanasis wants a Knick. That's back when the Knicks thought they was gonna try to get Giannis. Like, why else would they bring in Thanasis? Remember that? They thought, Steve Mills and them thought they was gonna be able to get Giannis.
Apparently, he was on the radar this past off season.
Right. Yeah. I don't know Giannis if he's ever gonna become available. Kevin said she might need a contract. Listen, they can do it once they give it to her. That's gonna be dead money. Can't get it back. That's dead money.
Who's gonna sign it?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Her executor, I guess. Whoever was executing her will. Let me stop messing with that man's grandmother before I get haunted. Something crazy like that. But
he brought it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He brought it up. Yeah. Rebecca said, "These are some of the most one-sided, boring announcers I've ever heard." I guess because there was, they like Brunson. And
they respect what the Knicks are doing.
Yeah. And Miami's on a, 6-game losing streak now. They're not good. Right now, they're not good. So, what do you expect? And Brunson is like, the new wave in the NBA right now because he doesn't have the speed and he doesn't jump over everybody and he's able to find his way, use footwork, use body control, in those type of ways to score. People are amazed at what he's able to do. So yeah, they're gonna be, they're gonna shout Brunson out right now. Miami Heat had their time. I'm saying, but their time might be over.
Yeah, and we, they on the longest losing streak. We on the longest winning streak. We fresh off the this amazing run that we on with OG or to start the new year. Like, of course they're gonna be talking about us the way they should be at this point. You know what I mean? Like, we the hottest team in the league, hottest team of the year, best defense of the year. Like, our trajectory is going up, y'all's going down. That's how they're gonna talk about you.
Right. Shoot. And now, with Randle out, I don't know. The defense might get better. The offense won't, but the defense might. You know what I mean? Not saying that we don't need Randle, folks. Not saying that. Just saying, if you end up putting a guy in there like Precious who might be a little bit better defender, your defense might get better, but then the offense might be tough. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how the ball moves, how things get done on the offensive side of the ball without Julius Randle. It's definitely going to be interesting to see. But, speaking of the Heat, being what they are right now, Rob said they do this to us every year, make us doubt, make us wonder, raise our blood pressure, only to then go off in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. The Heat's flame is burning out. You know what I'm saying? And they do have the type of team, they have done that, but they don't have Kyle Lowry there now, right? They had Kyle Lowry, the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, whatever it is. He's one of those guys that can keep you together to help you get it done in the playoffs. Now they got Terry Rozier. He's a different guy. You know what I'm saying? He may not have. Now I know, a couple of years ago, he helped lead Boston to the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever. But he's still not. He don't have the kind of head that Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm saying? He don't got a brain like Kyle Lowry. He don't got the basketball IQ like Kyle Lowry.
Championship experience.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a different team. I mean, and I don't think that they have. I don't think they have it to do it like that again. You know what I mean? So I think, their flame is burning out. And, they'll be, for the next couple of years, I think they're still going to be a competitive team and a tough team. But I think you're going to start to see where they kind of just in the middle of the pack, right? They got contracts. Jimmy Butler's on the books until 25, 26, right? He has a player option for $52 million in 25, 26. Bam Adebayo's on the books until 25, 26. Tyler Herro, he's on the books till 26, 27. I mean, listen, the Miami Heat always find a way to do something, but the last couple of years, when these players have been available, they ain't get them. They didn't get Damian Lillard or anybody else that was available. So, they may be, they may be coming to an end.
I had seen one guy. I don't know if I put that comment in the for us to review, but one guy was saying how he's tired of Jimmy Butler and the Heat really kind of just turning it on at the end of the year or in the playoffs, and they need to have that energy throughout the year,
right?
And start, you know what I mean? Because one of these years, they're gonna slide out the play in or something, and you can't just wait to the end.
Right. And this is where, I don't know if it was Joseph, but dude, Joseph said trade Jimmy and Tyler.
At this point.
You know what I mean? I think it's hard. It's probably hard to trade Jimmy Butler because, he has a big contract. I'm not going to say it's hard to trade him. I think people still respect who he is and what he does. So maybe you could trade him. I don't know. So basically, this guy's saying, let's break the team down and start over. If you're trading Jimmy and you're trading Tyler, you break it down, let's start over. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know how you trade Jimmy, man. He's the one guy. He's the one guy that you give him the ball down the stretch. You know what I mean?
Right.
You put him on the best guy on the other team.
Right.
They should be saying, get Jimmy help.
Yeah, I guess maybe this guy is thinking, you know, like kind of like I'm thinking. Even with Jimmy, they're gonna be middle of the pack. We might as well start over. You know, I don't know if Miami. I don't know if that's what. I don't know if that's what they're doing. If I don't know if they are the type. If they're the type of organization that's just gonna start from scratch. I don't know if Spo is like, yeah, I want to start from scratch. You know what I mean? I don't know. 3X said Spo just watched the Knicks go back up 9. I see why his wife left him. I don't know.
That's a little personal, bro.
Oh, man.
I wish he would have elaborated because I don't see the correlation.
What are we doing? Talking about him and that man's wife. That's fans sometimes just have no bounds. No bounds. No boundaries. Bounds. No boundaries. No boundaries. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know. Like, people just be bugging. People just be
Man,
bugging.
tweet that and your boy bringing up his own rest in peace grandmother.
Right. Yeah, bring it up. It's crazy. Building Block says Spo got his money. He'd be fine with a rebuild for a couple of seasons. I believe they retool if they get eliminated early in the playoffs. Yeah, he does got his money, and
Big money too.
yeah, he's got his money, so maybe he will, be cool with retooling a team. How old is Spo? Late 40s,
I would think so.
late 40s or something like that. So he's got a lot of time to coach still. He's got a lot of time to coach. No, he's 53. Still got a lot of time to coach. A lot of time to coach. I don't know if he wants to coach either one of these guys, though. Loveless said we need Obi Toppin from the Pacers or Gafford from the Wizards.
I could see Gafford helping him. I don't know about Obi, but it was very interesting to see some interest from a fan base.
Yeah. Do you think Obi could fall into that Heat culture though? And they could, he could be. They could say, "All right, we're gonna turn this guy into a defender."
I mean, I think under good coaching and opportunity, Obi could be a lot better. And could he fit with my I mean, it's not many people that aren't gonna fit, you know what I mean? If you're gonna put the work in, which I believe he will, you know what I mean? I think he would be fine, but I think he would be a low end signing for them, you know what I mean? He ain't going there and changing the Heat culture. The
Right.
Heat are gonna change Obi if anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? They gonna put that flame under him. And if he is moved again, now that timeline starts ticking. You know what I mean? Those it's like 13. You know what I mean? It starts. The onus becomes on him more than anybody else.
Right.
But Gafford, I could see them help using another big. The potential of just Bam not playing the 5 all the time. I think they need that. Small ball is really, really hurting them.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Obi, I don't know. It's starting to sound like Obi's gonna get passed around the league. You know what I mean? I mean, if you get, traded to the Pacers, now the Pacers, obviously they just got what's his name from Toronto, so Pascal Siakam. So now they got him up for trade, on the trading block. And people was mad that he wasn't playing over Julius Randle. I don't know. Jacob Toppin. Do you think the Knicks should bring up Jacob Toppin to try to play some power forward? Obviously not to start, but try to help fill some of that power forward role?
Um, I don't see him actually getting the opportunity,
Me either.
even if he's brought up. I feel like honestly, I feel like Precious has taken over any potential opportunity for Jacob. Once Precious came aboard, once he started finding his little niche, and he's already has the NBA experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob's not gonna get no opportunity right now.
And that's kind of what I feel. I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. He has never touched a foot in the NBA. Kevin said Tibbs isn't bringing up Jacob Toppin. I don't think they're bringing up Jacob Toppin. They'll let him simmer down there in the G League and learn. And I think Tom Thibodeau, when Jacob Toppin was mentioned, did mention that he likes what he does defensively. He's got to learn some things offensively. Um, I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Terry Rozier. Stu Jacob said because of course Rozier would suck as soon as we get him, just great. And Tony said, "You're not gonna give him time to gel. It's been like 3 games." I mean, yeah, he just got
He just got there.
just got there.
I think he's coming off the bench. He's playing off the ball, which I think is a disservice. You know what I mean? So all those things tell me that he's not acclimated yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't picked up the playbook yet. You know what I mean? Like so, they've been on the road too. I don't even know if they've had a practice. You know what I mean? Like so it's like, geez, dude.
Yeah.
I know how it is when you losing, bro.
And we know how it is. Kyle said Randall knows he can overpower everyone. It's time to counter that. You're not countering it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, counter how?
Right. Tony said only Randall can stop Randall. Yeah, I mean, Randall's a different Randall this year. You know what I'm saying? You're not only Randall stopping himself this year, at least. Only Randall stopping himself. Well, or a shoulder injury can stop him. Or a shoulder injury can stop him too. It's the only things that can stop him this year. Himself and injury. You know what I mean? Self and injury. The Knicks have had. I mean, Brunson went down for a spell for a couple of games. Randall's out. Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks have really had injuries. Started to have some injury issues this year. Greg said they counter that with an injury. Yep. Hey, dude, whatever is it? Hey, step under Randall next time he goes in the air. Step under him. Don't give him no space. I don't think they did that for real though. I think it was it was a good play. It was just a crazy accident. I don't think they did. Yeah.
Had that been Bam, I would have felt differently. Because Bam don't take no charges and nothing like that. So
yeah. Kevin said, I'm willing to bet we won't slide that far in the standings. We are better with Randall, but we aren't bad enough to fall that far. I hope so. I'm hoping that we can, stay at, 500 or better, just a little bit above, stay a little bit above 500. We stay a little bit above 500. I mean, right now, the Knicks are what? 12 games above 500? So even if we stay 1 game above 500, we improve our record. 2 games above 500, we improve our record. And I think we're good enough to do that, especially based on the type of schedule that we'll have coming up. You know what I'm saying? We have a lighter schedule this half of the season. I think we can stay, 1 or 2 games above 500. You know what I mean? And if we stay on that level of team until Randall gets back, we just got to hold water. So Randle gets back. And I think we can do that. I think we can do that. Right now, the Knicks record is 29-17. So we're 2 games above. 2 games. We're 12 games above 500. And if we could just stay there, we'd be good. Now, let me get to the last phone call of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Last phone caller. Caller, you're live. Name and where you're from, please.
Hey, Sam, it's Ron. Ron from Orlando. It's been a minute I've spoken to you.
What's going on, Ron? How you feeling, man?
Hey, happy and sad like everybody else after last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But it's like, can't catch a break with the Knicks, you know?
Yeah, man. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but like I said, this is, I'd rather this happen now than during the beginning of we had the toughest, I think we had probably the toughest schedule at the beginning of the season. So,
right.
It's never good to have an injured player, but it's better that happen now because we have an easier schedule than the first part of the season. So that's the way I look at it, you know? So
yeah, definitely. Because if this happened in the beginning of the season, with the way the schedule was, that could have been a rough time.
Yeah, that would have been tough. That would have been tough to overcome but I think right now it's like I was watching an interview the other day with the former president of the Knicks, Scott Perry. I think it was on someone's podcast, and they were asking him the same question, like, do you foresee the Knicks making any major moves? And he felt like, in his opinion, the Knicks should stand pat. They should only worry about trying to get something like someone that can score off the bench, that can, come in and give like a, 10, 15 points off the bench. But you think that Knicks should just stand pat and then maybe see what happens in the summer? Because I think what a lot of fans forget is that, if we make a trade and it's not going to really move the needle, is it really worth it? Because there's no MVP play out there that we're going to be able to get and meet mid-season. And even if we did, he said sometimes you can get that player. Is that player going to gel with what we got going on, the chemistry, the continuity that we have, But, not to change topic, but it's crazy how guys like, and you talked about it before in your show, Sam, about Stephen A. and all these guys who talk so much crap about we should have Donovan Mitchell or, our point guard is not a 1A, but everybody's sleeping on, look at OKC. If I'm correct, I don't think they even have one superstar on OKC, right? And then I think they're number 1 in the West.
They got SGA. Yeah. He's all NBA.
No. Yeah. No. He's a starting point guard, right? This point guard for the OKC, right? He's the starter for the West, right?
Yeah.
So no, I'm not doing no shade. He's a great player, so I don't take nothing away from him. But I'm saying is that no one's running to go to play for OKC, but they just showing the NBA is like, look, we know how to build a team without even though they're okay, all the superstars are gone, and here it is, they're back in the picture, number 1 in the West. So it's like there's more than one way to cut a slice, But I think this whole thing about getting an MVP or we need a superstar. I think the Knicks, from what we've been suffering for the last couple of years, I have to get the front office. And it's crazy. All this is going on with Jim Dolan still the owner.
Well,
everybody for years was like, we need to sell the team. It's like no one's going to give Jim Dolan the credit, but it sounds to me like he's not interfering. He's letting the front office do what they need to do. So,
well, he definitely ain't interfering right now. He got this court. He got this. He's definitely not interfering right now because he's on trial or about to be on trial.
Oh yeah.
For sexual assault. So, he ain't got no time to think about the Knicks or the Rangers or anything else or his rock and roll band.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. I forgot about that. He has that little band, that little hobby, I guess, on the side. So, but I don't know. You think if you think with this court situation, the NBA will step in and force him to sell the team, or you think he's not like the same thing like what happened with Sterling a few years ago with the Clippers?
We talked about this a little bit. I think right now they're just going to wait and see what happens because they're all allegations right now. So they can't do anything right now because it's just allegations. They could be proven wrong or they could be proven correct. Right. So right now I think they're just going to wait and see how things play out. And then they'll
Yeah.
and then they'll do something. Yeah.
Well, my prayer is that we come out okay with the second half, and if we can move up in the standings and just avoid Boston, or maybe I don't know. What do you think our chances are from against Philly and Milwaukee in the first round? If that comes down to that, I don't think it comes down to that, but I like to avoid those top 3 teams in the first round.
I'd like to avoid them because they're tough, but I feel like with Julius Randle, as long as we have Julius Randle, I think we can beat. I think we can beat them.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I like that chances, and I like the way Randle's playing. Even though there's a lot of Knicks fans that are not crazy about Randle, but I think the fact that he's going more to the rack, he's playing more physical on the post, and plus he has shooters. He don't have to do it all. He could just, he can kick it out. He got shooters. So before in the past, he was driving crazy when Julius Randle would try to, bring the ball up. But now he don't have to do that. He got help. But hopefully this injury won't keep him out too long. From when I watched that video you was talking about earlier with that doctor, and he was saying depending if there's any ligaments, it depends how the shoulder, if he tore anything, based on the MRI, will determine if he's going to be out for more than 4 weeks or not. So I watched that video you was talking about.
Yeah, that's a good video, right? Everyone should go check that out. That's a good video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, good talking to you, Sam. Good luck with everything on the show. And like I said, fingers crossed, knock on wood, hopefully this thing is not going to linger more than a month. And hopefully we can get Mitch back and Randle in time before the season ends. That would be great.
Exactly. That'd be really good. Really good. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the time. Be easy.
All right, Sam. Take care, guys.
All right, peace.
Take care.
Yeah, no doubt. Billy Goat said DeRozan is the only player that won't cost too much, who can put up Randle-type production, let him play the 3 and move OG to the 4. I agree with you 100%. He's $28.9 million is what he makes. You can use Evan Fournier's contract. You're still going to have to put a little bit more in there. Maybe you can, that traded player exception, you could probably use that. I don't know if you can couple that with other players, but there's ways to get DeMar DeRozan without having to give up the farm. I seen someone ask that in the chat as well. Haran said, is DeRozan gettable without giving up the farm? I think he's definitely gettable. The issue, like me and Tony were discussing last night, is his contract ends at the end of this season. The Knicks want to have somebody. The Knicks want to actually extend Evan Fournier's contract out, not necessarily by having Evan Fournier on the team, but by using it to trade for someone who has another year or 2 left on their contract, so that they can then trade that person for a star, per se. You know what I'm saying? Now, this doesn't mean you can't get DeRozan and extend them during the summer, but then you can't trade them for 6 months. So if that star comes available in the summer, DeRozan would be off the table. You know what I'm saying? He would be off the table. Greg said, the more old heads get Bridges. I've seen a lot of people say, hey, push all the chips to the table and try to coax Brooklyn into trading Bridges. Maybe that is the move, because now you got Bridges, you got Brunson, you got OG, and then when Randle comes back, you still got Bridges. And a lot of people have talked about what it would look like with Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randle, and iHeart or Mitch. So,
make them an offer they can't refuse.
Offer they can't refuse. I can see that. Yeah. Mega said, word on the street is we're going to have to attach several picks in order to trade NBK for Sim. Yeah. If they're going to trade me, they're going to have to put, the Knicks going to have to be getting some picks back as I'm on my way to Brooklyn. and then I'm probably going to ask for a buyout. I'm asking for a buyout.
Immediately.
Buy me out.
I'm not showing up.
I ain't showing up. Buy me out. Anyway, folks, we're going to get up out of here. We appreciate your time. Appreciate the calls. It was a great show, fun show. And yeah, if we get any news, I mean, it sounds like from things that I'm reading, maybe he did get the MRI yesterday or last night or today or something like that. Everybody's waiting. You know what I mean? And I see some reporters just say, we don't have it. Oh, I don't have it. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know. So right now, Randle and Brunson are trending on Twitter.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but
hold on, Sim, before you get out of here.
What'd you say?
I was saying before you get out of here, got a super chat up there.
Appreciate that. Thank you. The art man, formerly known as Steve. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Good afternoon, fellas. Now that teams know we're in need, the Knicks tax will be extra. Yeah, no doubt about that. It'll definitely be extra. Imagine calling up Utah knowing we really need Olenek. Ainge is rubbing his hands like the Birdman. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, they really gonna they really gonna be like, oh, y'all need a who? Yep. We need boom, 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 boom. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Knicks tax just got, 10% heavier. 10% heavier. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as we find anything out, we're gonna jump on. While I jump on, I think Tony will be at work, right?
Unfortunately.
And keep you updated. Talk about it. But folks, we're out of here. We appreciate. Oh, I did want to spotlight just a couple of things. First of all, Walt said good morning. Same with Tony. I'm in Virginia. Love the show. We appreciate it. And Ruggs89 said he loves the thumbnail graphic. It's fire. I kind of like that one too. And I seen someone else way early in the show, said that we had it highlighted in the beginning, but we didn't have it up there. They like the thumbnail too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but folks, I'm gonna put the thumbnail up right now because we about to get up out of here. Peace.
Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we